Okay, this is Angelo's cage. Isn't that cool how it slides right? You can lift it right up. Okay, I'm back at the top of Angelo's cage. This is that temperature thing that I told you about. You can set it down on top, but it has a little probe that you can measure the temperature of anywhere in the cage. So I keep it just sort of, so it's sort of hanging in there, and I always know the temp. Now if I look straight down, that's Angelo sleeping. See that fur shelter? It's pretty cool. See if you can look inside it. Okay. See how I've got this newspaper here? Look at the space between the newspaper or the shelter and the cage. See that? Even if the snake got caught in there, he could get out. It's not too tight. I don't want to have the shelter too close to the glass. I've had him get stuck. You push this out, then they wedge in there. Anyway, that was an old one that I had before. And this is a cool climbing log. See if I can move this over here. Slide this open so you can see the side. Whoop. Okay, and on this side of his cage, I basically just have a cardboard shelter. See, there's his water. Over there's his wooden shelter. Underneath that wooden shelter, I have sub-tank heating pads. They're stuck right onto the glass. And it's so hot that I have to actually put 2 slates in there so it won't burn his skin. Yeah, I learned my lesson. Well, I accidentally woke her up. Now she's heading into her cardboard shelter. See, I actually have a heating pad under there too. It's not stuck to the glass. But as I'll show you with my next cage, I did the heating different because it's plastic. Plexi. Okay, so this is Logos's cage. That's her shelter. She's under it. Newspaper. She has a normal bowl, but I have a potter who's fixing it because it got cracked. So that's not normally her bowl. And also, she usually has a bit of a bigger cardboard shelter on this side, but she pooped on it, so I have to go to the stationery store and get a new one. Well, when I got this cage, it came with her, it didn't have this groovy top. It basically looked like this. See how it's just got it's like an old fish tank or something, I guess. Anyway, and then the guy just had these big boards laying over it, no ventilation. So I got these. I made these nice long pine. You can see it goes right under the cage, all the way over to the other side, where it has another one of these hooked on it. See? Then, I think that's pretty groovy. See, it raises the cage up. Okay. And I have one on that side too. Right? But underneath, for example, underneath this side, I pulled it out so you could see. See this? It's a piece of glass, and it's got a sub-tank heating pad underneath it. See, it's can't pull it right out. See? So that is stuck underneath the glass, and then the glass is sitting on two pieces of wood. Then I slide that underneath the cage so that the heating pad is pressing against the glass, which is pressing against the bottom of the plexiglass cage. And it's just a small one on that side. And on this side, I've got a big one. I actually put tin foil underneath that one because I didn't want to burn my desk, but it's actually the same thing. I don't know if I can pull it out. Oh yeah. See? I've got the glass over sitting on tin foil, and the heating pad is underneath the glass, which all slides under. So I really like this setup better because, you know, if the heating pads ever break, you know, or stop functioning, I can just get a new piece of glass and a new heating pad. Because these sticky heating pads, if you stick them right on your cage, they never come off. And also, I don't think it's good to stick heat on plastic. Who knows what kind of fumes it would emit. Anyways, you know, this side is probably about 83. This side is from 99 or 90 to 95. And then the overall ambient temperature of the cage is 80. So she's got two shelters. Her hot spot's under one, medium spot's there, and then the middle of the cage. Of course, she's hiding under a shelter because she's basking and she's sleeping right now and it's daytime. Anyway, back to the construction of these levers, which go right underneath, then up. If you look at it from afar, it almost looks like a treasure chest. Okay, I'm going to take you back to the top part. God, it's hard to see in here because it's so bright. Okay, see how I've got hinges in the middle, so I can open up which side I want depending on either side, depending on which side I want to access. Or I can unhook both and take the whole thing off. So that's my awesome invention of, oh, in the top part I have a screen that I've cleaned, and you know, it's metal screen, small little holes. So basically my heat comes from the sub-tank heating pads, and I also, well, I'm in this room, the whole room is you know, the whole room is 80 degrees, but a lot of times, like if I had to, you know, if this was in my bedroom or something, I would probably want to put some type of a heat emitting, you know, thing up here. Anyway, some people use above, they'll put like a light, or you can get now these heat emitters that don't emit light, they just emit heat. And you can set it up to a timer and it will come on and off depending on, you know, you can also have it set up to a rheostat so that the light or your heating pads go on once the inside ambient temperature gets above or below the temperature it's supposed to be. Anyway though, I have both of my cages in one room, and that room is always 80, which means the inside of each cage is 80 with hot spots underneath. A lot of times people can't do that though because, you know, they can't sleep in a roasting temperature. So in closing, oh, see, I almost forgot to lock this. See, back to Angelo's. I don't know if you can see his bark. See, those are big fur nuggets. Anyway, those are my buddies. I hope that helped help the snake lovers out some. Until later, a bientôt.